Hey everybody, Daniel here from Basement Tech with what I hope will be the last update before this little system is finally deployed. Four things to note, maybe five. This is the mode that you saw before where the brightness of the LEDs is indicating the current. Up here, same sort of thing, sine wave going to the input to simulate the current. There's a new mode that I wanted to show you, so stand by while I go flip that. I think you're going to be amazed. Okay, so what you saw is the LEDs went from the bottom half of the NeoPixel strip to the top half. But not only that, but I think you can see it. It's playing out like a VU meter, like an old style audio VU meter. So this is going to be such a cool, obvious display to have in the shop. It'll be viewable from well across the room, and not only that, but it's just really, really cool. So again, at the bottom, the far left is 0 current, and at the far top right is 20 amps currently. Now I even made that adjustable so that kind of the gain of this display is adjustable. I'll show you that on the user interface here in just a second. So here is that user interface where I made that adjustment in the mode that the NeoPixels are using. I just changed this little setting here from VU to color and back. Color is the mode where it's just playing out the amps as a color, and VU is the old style meter. And when you get annoyed at looking at the lights too much, you can switch it off. This is that gain adjustment that I mentioned. Basically, it just sets the top of range at whatever this slider is set to. So imagine if the currents are, say, 0 to 10 amps, I might want to have my top maximum of the range set to 10 amps or so. What's playing out up here on this little gauge is a time averaged running average of the current, and then up at the top here is going to indicate whether an e-stop has been pressed. Remember, that's a digital input into the ESP8266 that gets sent via MQTT up here to this user interface. And of course, on the left are the various temperatures and humidities I've been talking about all along. The final thing to point out here is this trace on the bottom again. I've modified one thing in that now it's measuring the total cycle time of the fast loop in the software. So you can see that the top part of the square wave is only, say, between what I would call maybe 12 and 14 milliseconds to execute the entire fast loop. So that's acquiring the data and doing the conversions to natural units all in real time. And then I've been able to therefore increase the frequency, or in other words, decrease the interval between samples down to 50 milliseconds. So that provides a nice smooth, even yet smoother display on the NeoPixels. So this is pretty cool. So as I said at the beginning, I hope this is the last time you see this down here in the basement, and next time you'll see it actually deployed out in the shop. It's going to be a really neat visual indication of the health of the CNC router, but also just a really fun project to have around. As always, if you like these videos, give it a thumbs up. If you really, really like it and want to be the first kid on the block to see them, definitely subscribe.